and today I am going to be showing you my Starlet dolls, which have arrived. So this is my original one here that you've been seeing throughout the past month or so, or whatever. So yeah, she's the one from my childhood that I actually did kind of fix up. Let me adjust the focus here. So yeah, there she is. This is my original one. So yeah, she has a new body and all that because she was destroyed by one of the neighborhood bullies when I was growing up. So I literally haven't gotten a new Starlet doll since I was a teenager. So hey, Amber Thomas, nice to have you here. But yeah, that's that one. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you guys my new Starlet dolls. I should warn you that, yeah, one of the hairs on them did dry rot, so her hair completely fell out. It's kind of a hit or a miss with these dolls. My original one, her hair dry rotted and fell out ages ago when I was a teenager, so. And that was mainly because she got left outside, so yeah, her hair dry rotted fairly quickly. But here is the first one that I opened up, and she's literally almost just like I remember. So, wabam, this is what a new Starlet looks like. And for those of you who don't know what a Hollywood Starlet doll is, she is by a company called Fibre Craft, which made crafts dolls for like hobbyists like myself to crochet dresses for, or whatever it is you wanted to do with them. So yeah, let me see if I can focus in on her. She's okay, sorry about that. I must have clicked on something that popped up. I don't know, there's been all kinds of pop-ups and everything, so I'm trying to click the screen so I can focus. Let me see. Yes, she is very gorgeous. That's why I chose this doll when they had various different ones, like different crafts dolls. My original one, I got her at Walmart when I was 13 or 14, I can't really remember, back in 2003, 2004. So yeah, and there we go. She's a little, since they produced these from 1996 to I don't know how long they produced them. You can see like a skin tone difference in the faces. My original one, her lips are darker. So yeah. And their scalps are painted different too. Like her scalp is painted more of a brownish, like auburnish color, I guess, and hers is painted like her hair, like just a brown. So yeah, these must have been produced at different times. So I'm not sure. But this one, fortunately, her hair has not dry rotted. I have tugged on her hair. So like, her hair is pretty strong. She's missing some plugs. I don't know why, because she was never taken out. So I don't know. But yeah, this is basically how they came. With a bra and panties, you could pretend that it was a bathing suit. I'm sure that they had these dolls in mind for like anybody that wanted to buy them. So they weren't exactly in the toy department at Walmart when I was a kid. They were in the sewing section, but you know, moms are gonna like take, or even grandmas, like if they had their grandkids with them, they were probably gonna go over there and look at sewing stuff. And I'm sure, I mean, my grandma took me over there, and that's how I discovered these when I was a kid. So, you know, I'm sure kids got exposed to these dolls and knew about them, so they had to have that in mind. when they were making these, like, that kids were going to see them and probably want them. So, and they're very big dolls too. So, for those of you who don't know, they are around 17 inches. So, I have a regular Barbie here, and they are pretty much the same size as a, if y'all know the super size Superstar Barbie from like the 70s or maybe the early 80s, I don't know. But yeah, these are big dolls, which that's why I liked her. They also made like regular sized fashion dolls that you could crochet dresses and stuff for. But I liked these ones because I've always had a thing for bigger dolls, and yeah, that's a size comparison, but yeah, I've always loved bigger dolls. And when I saw how glamorous this girl was, I was just like, and that curly hair. They also had a blonde one with blue eyes, and they also had one that looked exactly like her, but she had black hair instead of brown. So, but yeah, this is basically how they came. Little pumps, and little bra and panties, or swimsuit. You can pretend it's a swimsuit. And I love the red lips with her skin tone and brown eyes with her brown hair. Absolutely gorgeous. She is going to need some work done with her hair because she's been packaged for so long. I would assume, like I said, I don't remember when they stopped making these. I just remember they eventually stopped showing up at Walmart. And eventually they stopped selling crafts dolls at Walmart altogether, so I don't know when it was they stopped making these, but I would have to assume in the early 2000s because that's when I got her. So, yeah, as for the body, warning, warning, doll nudity. But yeah, I will take the clothes off to show you what the body looks like. And there's the little shoes. They're literally just like they're made of like the same squishy, hollow plastic vinyl that her body is made of. So, but they stay on pretty well, and they're really cute. They're all white. The panties are all lacy, so they have lace on them. Now my original one, my doll, she actually had a ribbon. So for the bra or bikini top, there was actually a ribbon that went around. It was like all satiny. So yeah, there was a satin ribbon that went around. So some of them came with it, some of them didn't. And I think some of them, there might have been some of them that didn't even come with bras. They probably just came with panties, so those are probably the older ones. I don't know, I saw one online that didn't come with a bra at all, so I was like, oh. But yeah, the other dolls that they had besides these were a little smaller, and I do have one. They had the eyes that open and close. And they looked a little bit younger than she does. But yeah, here's the body. So yeah, she can actually sit properly. Uh-huh. They're really big dolls. Yep. And I really like the hands. I think maybe, possibly, they used the same body molds from the supersized Barbie from the 70s. And I think the arms are the same mold too, except they took them and straightened the arms out because the arms are supposed to be bent. Here we go. On the supersized Barbie, the arms are bent like that. So I think they took the mold and straightened the arms out somehow and recast it or whatever. As for the doll, as for my original one, her body, since her body was destroyed, this is the body I'd used for her, which was from a Britney Party Time doll from the company Anita, which worked perfectly for her. So yeah, she has like this V, which I don't understand why they do that with bigger dolls, like dolls that are not baby dolls. So when she sits down, it's like she sits like a toddler, basically. I don't know why they do that, but there's a lot of dolls that aren't babies that sit like that, and with her, she sits properly. So she does not have that weird V shape. It's like shaped like a square, I guess. And then the arms go up and down. And as for the head, and I don't remember it being this big, but that's the neck articulation. So yeah, the reason her head is so shoved down onto the neck is because, well, there's the size difference. My original doll does fit on this body. It's just she's kind of loose, and she's loosey-goosey on there, but it's better than her not having a body at all. So, and yeah, she can go on here, which it was so crazy to see my original one on the original type of body. There we go. Bam. So yeah. Even though I repaired her face, like I put a patch on there where the bully chopped half her face off. I mean, I used to have the piece to her face, and I tried to glue it on, but it wouldn't glue on, and then I eventually lost the piece. So, recently I patched it. And even with the patch, she can still go on one of these bodies. So yeah, it's so crazy seeing her on the original body. And I know it's like they're all basically the same doll, but it's like they each have their own. Like they both look so different from one another to me. So like seeing my original one on the original body, it's just so crazy. And then I can, it's really hard to get them off these bodies. Ugh. And then vice versa, this one. Hey BB dollies, nice to see you here. So yeah, an original one could go on this body. See, because this one wasn't destroyed, like her face and everything, she's not all loosey-goosey, so if I wanted to, I could actually do a body swap, but I'm not going to. Because I want to keep her original. But yeah, look, the size difference between the neck hole and that is just insane. And it is kind of hard to get their heads back on. So basically you just squeeze the sides of the head, push back on, and there you go. She's back on. There we go. That's the body articulation. Then you have the feet. Whoops. Yeah, her thighs are way bigger, which I like. There's not this noticeable thigh gap like this cheap dollar store type of body. And there's a noticeable difference with the feet size. So yeah, the doll that I stole the body from my original doll, those feet are way tinier. And also the arms are shorter. So yeah, I like the shape of these hands. Like the original hands better. Yeah, I only collect like knockoff dolls because I grew up with them and I grew up playing with them, and they've always kind of fascinated me because of how, I don't know, sometimes they were made kind of oddly, like some of them came with weird looking bodies, and sometimes their faces wouldn't match their bodies, and I don't know, I just always found them fascinating looking, like fascinating to look at. And like the materials that they were made of. Like the only thing I don't like is sometimes the plastic on the cheaper, like you can literally just squeeze it. And that's not even the worst part. Like sometimes you could like literally squeeze it and like that seam will like split open on some of them. But when I was a kid, I would make like plastic dollar store dolls, like Barbie clones and stuff, last for like years and years and years and years. So yeah. And my grandma couldn't always afford to get me real dolls, like the actual thing, so. And not only that, Oh yeah, this is what the Starlet. So that is what this one is or was originally before she got destroyed by the neighborhood bully when I was growing up. So unfortunately, I mean, I do have pieces of her body, but the main part of her that survived intact mostly was her. So her body was kind of destroyed. So this is not her original body. But this is what one of those looks like new. And she does need to be brushed and washed. And I might boil wash her because she's got some major box hair going on. But yeah, this is the one that survived as far as like her hair goes in terms of her hair. So yeah, her hair, this is like polypropylene hair or something like that. Just super, super, super low quality, like the lowest quality nylon hair, I guess, is called polypropylene. And that's what a lot of dollar store type cheap budget dolls are made with. So, and then you have, no, this hair is not saran. Her hair, it looks saran in some cases, and it also looks a lot like high quality nylon hair, which is one of my favorite hair types. But no, this is polypropylene hair, if you can hear this. So yeah, it's really cheap, a really cheap hair fiber. And one thing about the Starlets and other crafts dolls as well is that the hair can dry rot over time, and what that means is their hair will just become super, super brittle, and it will fall out, and it'll like discolor, and it will fall out. So here's the other one I got. Her makeup and her face is much more high color, but she's going to need a reroot. So here's her. So yeah, this is how they come, with a bra and panties, or you can pretend it's a bathing suit. And then they have the little shoes. They're just little pumps. So yeah, and that's what they look like. But yeah, her face, her makeup is way more intense. And her lips are way more intense as well. There we go. And she's the only one I have without a painted scalp. They didn't paint her scalp, and they didn't root her very well. So, I don't know. But she's going to get a reroot. So she will probably wind up getting rerooted like my original one. So you can even see that they're very different colored. Like, I'll take her off her body. So bam. See, mine still has the darker lips, my original one. But she has like darker eyes and thicker eye makeup, and her eyebrows are darker. So yeah. I just love the facial screening used on these. And the coloring, like the brown eyes with the red lips. With her skin tone. So yeah. And I like the body too. I like the body mold. I like that the thighs and the calves and the feet are like thicker. And then she has kind of a Barbie style body with a small waist. It just kind of makes her look unusual, but still glamorous. So she's gonna get a glam makeover. She's gonna get entirely new hair. She does need to be repaired because you can see this hole in her head right there where they rooted too many hair plugs in. So yeah. Also, each individual plug, like each individual hole in her head still has hair in it. Because that's how bad the dry rot was. And her hair literally discolored to like gray. So if you see one of these online with like gray looking hair, like it's like blackish gray, then you know that her hair has dry rotted. And with her, it was literally just freaking, it fell out. Like all over the inside of her like packaging. So this is what they come in. So they basically just come in a big baggie like this. And it says Hollywood Starlette. Fibre Craft. So yeah. But all inside hers, I got rid of the bag, I threw it in the garbage, but this is to the other one, and it was literally, her hair was just everywhere. And here's the hair. So yeah, and it's a shame that her cheap hair completely disintegrated and fell out. But yeah, it's like all grayed and everything, but you can see how wavy and beautiful it used to be. And it's just a shame that they rooted them with such cheap hair, because it was such a nice style. But basically what dry rot is, and the hair does smell really funky. It's also made the doll head smell really funky too, but that will fade over time. But yeah, you can see I've got some hair here, and literally it's just, I don't even have to rip some of it apart, it just crumbles. The hair is literally crumbling, and it's getting all over. So yeah, all that's going in the garbage. And there's still some of it left in her little hole, like the plug holes in her head. So I've got to push a sewing needle into all these holes to push the hair, the remnants of the hair out. But it's okay, she's got a very soft head, so rerooting her should not be hard at all. I'm going to go in and make more plugs. So yeah, she needs a bunch more over here. She needs like an extra row in there. I'm going to do an extra row in there. An extra row down here. Like 2 rows right there, etc. So yeah, she's going to get all new holes put in her head, more plugs. And her hair is going to be rooted and much thicker. I would like to curl it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to, because I do kind of like the straight look, and I have no idea. That's a piece of grass. Ew, I don't want that. But yeah, I kind of do like the straight look, and this one I did put streaks in, because I got her in the early 2000s. So I wanted her to have those early 2000s style highlights as a tribute to when I got her. So yeah, that's them. And I can't wait to get started on them. Also, so actually one thing you can do is, I learned this from another person. You can actually put live doll wigs on these. So I have one right here that I have cut the little peg out of. And I have been using this wig for one of my Moxie Teens dolls. But it's a little snug, but you can put one of these live doll wigs on a starlet. So you kind of got to push and twist, push and twist. Now, I don't like this because the hair is really short and I want it to be long, but as you can see, bam, it does work, and it's not flying off, so I can literally shake her around and it's staying on. But I like my dolls to have their hair actually rooted into their heads, so I'm going to reroot her. I kind of do like the pink on her. I kind of like it a little bit, but again, the hair's too short. I want it to be longer. And yeah, as far as the back goes, like, it doesn't go all the way down, but you know, it's staying on. And then when you don't want it on, you just pull it off. So, but yes, just thought I'd come on and show you guys that I did get my dolls. I will get her dressed again. So yeah, the shoes. Yeah, this doll. Yeah, I've seen some live doll wigs that are really long. I've got tons of live dolls. So, and they always kind of need wigs. But as far as dolls like this, I like for them to have, I like for the hair to actually be a part of them, a part of the doll instead of something you put on and take off again. I'm just really funny like that. Yeah, unfortunately with this girl, I think what contributed to her hair loss is someone probably had her stored away in a garage or something that wasn't climate controlled, and I think the heat and humidity was what caused her hair to disintegrate. So yeah. Oh, thank you for the compliments. I try my best at my doll restorations, and I'm not anywhere near perfect, but I do my best. But yeah, I think that was what contributed to her hair falling out was, not being stored in a climate controlled, and because her hair was just really cheap and gross. So, and the one reason I say that it had to do with climate control is also the elastic, and this one's panties have completely wore out. And they were both new, basically, in their bags. They'd never been taken out of the baggies that they were in. So, and hers, like the other one, her bag was literally like open and she is missing a shoe. So I'm guessing it came open at some point. But this one, she was literally, her bag was sealed and literally her hair was just falling out in clumps. So yeah, I think she was stored in some place with a lot of heat and humidity, and that was just a big no-no. So, but also it was because she had cheap hair to begin with. If they'd given her slightly better quality hair, that would have never happened. So then again, I think these dolls were like, I think these ones were like, I think these were like $5. Like, I think my doll was like $5 when I got her from Walmart when I was a kid. So my original one like this, I think she was like 8, maybe 7, 8, or $5 or $6. I don't remember. They weren't that expensive, so I can understand why someone wouldn't spend a whole lot of money to give a cheap doll like really high quality hair. Then again, I have seen some dollar store Barbies, like some generic Barbie clones come with Connect-Lawn hair and high quality nylon hair. So then again, they might have just had hair left over in the factory. I don't know. But yeah, I saw a comment pop up. Yeah, definitely gonna use Connect-Lawn braiding hair. Personally, I don't like Saran because, as some of you have probably seen, Saran hair can also dry rot as well. Um, if you find a doll secondhand at a flea market or a thrift store that has been played with a whole lot and she has Saran hair, the Saran hair can actually get split ends, breakage, and if it's exposed to humidity and heat and sunlight for too long, it can actually start to dry rot itself and fall out. It just takes a lot longer for that to happen, unlike with polypropylene hair and stuff like that. So let's see. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that you came on. Um, I'm always grateful for when people join me for when I go live. I'll probably be going live a lot more. I don't know because the memory on my phone is filled up. I don't know why. I don't have a whole lot of memory as far as pictures and videos and stuff goes. So something on my phone is like causing it to fill up with memory. I don't know. So when I go live, it's not downloading a video. So it just goes straight from the live and gets uploaded to YouTube. So I don't have to worry about how much space I'm using, and I kind of like to do long videos because I ramble a lot, so it's just easier to go live sometimes because I don't have to worry about storage and all that stuff on my phone. So, But yeah, I'm glad you got to join my live. We'll see how it goes if I keep doing this. I mean, I'm gonna keep doing live videos, but usually I just do one every once in a blue moon. But yeah. So I'm gonna put her but yeah, you can see her panties are way more elasticy. They still have theirs, and these dolls both came from the same seller. So I don't know if they, I don't know where I might message them and be like, ask them where they found these dolls. Because sometimes I do that. When I buy an eBay listing with dolls, I'll be like, I'll want to know the backstory of where the dolls came from, like where the seller got them, or like with Teddy, which he is hiding over there somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of see his green outfit. But yeah, like with my Teddy Ruxpin, I messaged the seller and asked them where, what were the origin stories of him, and apparently he had been stored away in a 3-story house for decades. I guess by someone who had a yard sale or like sold things at a flea market, and they just had a 3-story house that they were using for storage, and he was in there just wasting away for decades until I came along and got him. So I always love to know little backstories of the dolls and bears and other critters that I get. So does the Kaneko braiding hair look out of proportion compared to the doll? I do know that the hair fibers are a little thicker than regular doll grade Kanekalon, but let me see. I do have a doll. So here is what Kanekalon, and I use the expression kind. And the Kanekalon braiding hair I buy is the one with little teeny tiny itty bitty little crimps in it. So there's some that the hair texture looks kind of squiggly and it's almost wiry, and those ones the hair is like $1 or something. But I buy the really big packs. Like this bag right here that the Starlet came in, sometimes the hair comes in a really big bag and it's by expression. And the hair is a lot shinier than the cheaper stuff. But it's got little teeny, itty bitty little crimps in it. So that's the kind you want to go after. It's much better quality than the other stuff. But yeah, this is what it does with a regular size Barbie. And look how nicely the hair moves. Here, let me. So yeah. That's how nicely it moves. I boil washed the hair before I rooted it in. And that's what it does. That is how nice it is. So that is my, what's her name? That is my Kennel Care Barbie from 2001, I believe. But yeah, Kennel Care Barbie. And I rerooted her because her hair was cut kind of short and it was just kind of thin, and I didn't like it, so. And now she has this. But yeah, that's Kanekalon braiding hair right there. And it's got a decent amount of shine. Very nice, and the amount of hair that you get for for less than $5 is enough to root like 5 Barbie heads, so. And you're able to give them really long hair. This one I cut her hair, it was originally like down to her ankles, but I didn't want it that long. Because that's not how long this doll's hair originally was. Like, I didn't want her hair to be the original length, because that was a little too short for my liking, but I wanted it to be kind of long and kind of shorter, if that makes sense. But yeah, that is what Connect-On braiding hair does on a Barbie. So yeah, and then of course you saw my starlet. So yeah, that's what it did on her. And it's the same, it's really, really bouncy and it has nice movement to it. So yeah, decent shine. So yeah, let me see. Oh, I thought I saw oh, there it is. Yeah, you can flat iron this hair too. I mean, you can flat iron it, you can use a curling iron on it. I mean, of course, as usual, you want to be, since this is synthetic hair, you want to, you know, just get yourself a little, like if you have detangler spray, this was detangler, but after that ran out, I filled it with water. So there's water in here, and so you just spritz the doll hair to get it kind of damp before you flat iron or use a curling iron on it. And yeah, you can do that. It's perfectly fine, but yeah, you can see how nice that hair moves. And that is in fact Connect-On braiding hair. I guess I'll go show you. I'll go get a pack of it. But yeah, here, let me do a comparison. So this is like Fashion Doll Connect-On hair right here. Let me fix this doll's hair. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell. Let's see. Not sure if you can tell. But yeah, the hair fibers on like regular doll, Fashion Doll grade Connect-On hair, the hair fibers are thinner than they are here. So the hair fibers are a little thicker. But it's pretty much the same stuff. I mean, and I like Connect-On hair because of the way it moves. I like that it has a dryness to it. It doesn't feel oily or waxy, kind of like Saran hair does. And I like that it withstands the test of time. Yeah, I've seen people do that. Me personally, I'm afraid that I'll melt it, so I usually just spritz it a little bit with some water, just to be on the safe side, because you never know. But yeah, I like Connect-On hair because, yeah, it's not as soft as Saran hair can be, or high quality nylon. High quality nylon, in my opinion, is like one of the best hair fibers ever. Like, for example, like the Rainbow High dolls. Her hair's a little bit messy right now because the dog knocked her over. But yeah, like Rainbow High, they have really high quality nylon. Like, I think online they call it Supreme nylon, but this hair, let me see if I can take a little portion of her hair. So yeah, you can literally, yeah, high quality, like premium nylon hair like this that the Rainbow High dolls have, it is super, super sturdy. If I were to do that with Saran hair or even Connect-On hair, it would snap, like the hair would break. But like this is super strong, super sturdy, and it withstands the test of time. So, but I like Connect-On hair. Whoops, there goes a shoe. I like Connect-On hair because I like that it has a drier feeling to it. It isn't like I said, it doesn't feel oily or waxy or anything like that, and it always has a very clean look to it, and it just lasts so much longer than Saran hair does. In my opinion, like if they're not going to use Connect-On hair on dolls anymore, they should definitely switch. All the doll companies should quit using Saran hair and polypropylene hair, because I know the Hasbro dolls use that polypropylene hair on their dolls. But just switch over to high quality nylon. If you're not going to do Connect-On, switch over to high quality nylon. Yeah, I'm going to go get one of those packs of hair.
brush for that problem just as well. I'm going to go take the filter brush, a little liquid clear, right into a touch of yellow ochre. Just load a little bit in there. I'm going to go back and just touch, give it a little bit into some of these little daisies here. Give it a little center.
Okay. And yeah, y'all had to stare at a blank area for a little bit. I should have put a doll here somewhere so that y'all to have something to look at. But yeah, this. Yeah, I know you can flat iron polypropylene hair. It's just I'm not good at it. There's a channel that I watch called 1,000 Splendid Dolls, and she has so many tutorials on dolls, and one of them is on how to flat iron. She calls it like cheap nylon hair, but it's like she has like one video where she flat irons a Moxie Girl's hair. And Moxie Girls came with two different types of hair. Like the first ones came with that horrible polypropylene hair, and then later on they used saran on some of them, but she makes that hair look so amazing, and I don't know how she does it. I've tried to flat iron that type of hair, and I'm not good at it, so. But yeah, I know you can flat iron it, but yeah, this is what I buy. They have pre-stretched kind, which I have bought before because I wanted a certain color, but I don't buy the pre-stretched usually because there's a lot of shorter hairs. And I like for the hair to all be one length when I root it into the doll head. It makes it so much easier to work with when it's like that. So, but yeah. This is what I buy. Expression, 100% Kanekalon. And as you can see, let me see if you can see the texture. You can see that there's little teeny tiny itty bitty little crimps in there. So it's pre-crimped hair. And that's what you want. You want this kind, not that cheaper stuff. So yeah, I think they do sell the cheaper stuff in a bigger package, but you will recognize the better quality Kanekalon because it will have lots of little itty bitty little crimps in it, and it'll be a little shinier. So yeah, that's what I buy. And you get so much freaking hair for less. Like, this whole thing was less than $5. So yeah, and to reroute this doll and then that Barbie, I'd say I spent like maybe less than $1 when I count up all the hair that I used for one doll. It was probably less than $1 to reroute this. So if you're on a budget, definitely Kanekalon braiding hair, I would look into it. And as for me, I don't do like the rerouting tool. I don't use a rerouting tool because I don't like to have to glue the hair. I just tie a knot in the middle of each hair plug, and then I thread one end through one plug and thread the other one through the other plug right next to it. And then it keeps a knot in the middle so that the hair can't get pulled out. And I always double knot it too to make sure that the knot doesn't come loose, and also so that strands can't come out. And it works really good. And I've brushed this doll and a lot of my other dolls' hairs really hard, like not like super hard, but kind of aggressively, and they haven't shed or anything like that. So it works really good. So yeah. But yeah, that is my dolls. But yeah, I'd have to say my two favorite hair fibers. Oh yeah, that's the hair that I use is from the beauty supply store. There was a beauty supply store that I bought hair from called Sassy Beauty Supply, and then there's another one called Queen's Beauty Supply. Those were in Carrollton, Texas. So the Sassy Beauty Supply has since moved. But yeah, some of those just, I guess, generic beauty supply stores, sometimes they'll have the braiding hair. Like, sometimes they won't have a lot of colors, but I mean, if you've got a doll that, like this one that had like brown or black hair or something originally, that's a pretty that's a pretty good way to go. And the amount of hair you get, you can make the hair super thick. That's what I like. I love dolls with thick hair. So yeah. I've actually got a tutorial on my channel. If you search for it, I forget. I think it's like how to. I'll have to maybe include a link in this, but if you search through my channel, you can find it. I've done a video where I've prepared the hair, like taken it out, and I don't think I cut the hair in the video. I think I pre-cut it and then I filmed the video, but you know, the more you keep cutting it and folding it over, the thicker the hair will get. So yeah, but it also makes the hair shorter, but yeah. Maybe I'll have to make another video on how to do it. I don't know. But I just know that I love a good bargain, and that hair is actually pretty good for how cheap, like, inexpensive it is. So yeah, less than $4 or less than $5 for a pack of that stuff. And it's decent quality, so. Yep. Let me turn this way. There we go. Yep, I actually did get my dolls, and I will be sure to update you guys when, after I get done with the video, I'm going to be shampooing her hair and putting conditioner in her to see what I can do with all this disaster. I mean, she's never been played with or anything, but her hair is horribly matted. But I've been restoring dolls for a long time, so I'm confident that I can do it. So yeah. And if her hair winds up falling out and stuff like that, well, I can always reroot her, so. Though I will say, this one, yeah, her head's a little bit harder than this one. Yeah, her head's way squishier. So I guess it all depends on which one of these you get or whatever. Because they produce these from, yeah, on the back it says 1996. And I know that I got my original one in the early 2000s, so. Yeah, it doesn't want to show it. Okay, there we go. 1996. So yeah, for all I know, I mean, I have her little card thing right here that her bag was attached to, but there's no date on it, so. This one, they could both be made in different, like during different time periods. For all I know, this one could probably be one of the earlier ones. I don't know. Anything's possible, but yeah. So I'd pop on here and show you guys. My dolls came, and I'm super thrilled that I got to open them, because I haven't opened one of these since I was like 13 or 14, so very fun trip down memory lane, like nostalgia and all that, and it's really amazing to see these dolls, like to see one completely, like complete and put together. It's crazy. See, I have lots of memories with these. Well, with my one, I didn't have like more than one, I just had one. But yeah, I hope to get more. I'm thinking I may get the blonde one next. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, just thought I'd pop in here and show you guys. So anyhow, I thank all you guys for tuning in and sticking around. This is a much shorter video this time. The last one was like 4.5 hours, and people stuck around, so at the end, when I turned the camera off, I was like, wow, I wasted 4 hours of somebody's time, but I mean, I'm grateful that y'all stuck around that long, so. But yeah, it's a shorter live video for now, but anyhow, thank you guys for watching, and tuning in and subscribing and being wonderful people out there. And I will definitely update you guys when I start working on her. I'll probably do a community tab post or something like that when I start rooting her hair. But yeah, anyhow, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful Dolly-tastic night, and I shall talk to you guys later whenever I do. And remember to stay true to you.